In this video, we will show you how to replace your front sway bar link on this 2009 Dodge Dakota. This will be located behind your front wheel. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so your wheel's off the ground. Once you've done that, continue on to removing all 5 of your 22mm lug nuts and then the wheel. If you have a dust cover, remove that as well. With that out of the way, you have a nice clear view of your front sway bar link. It's a good idea to make sure you replace these as a pair, because you will have to disconnect both of them from the lower control arm. Let's come right along the bottom of each of the sway bar links. You're going to find that where it connects to the control arm, there's an area you can grab the stud with some locking pliers. With that held in place, continue on to your 18mm nut. Once you have one side off, do the exact same thing on the other side. Once you have that off, do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. After you've removed the nut on the other side, we'll continue on to lifting up on the sway bar. Use a pry bar for this if you need to. With that up and out of the lower control arm, we'll continue on to holding on to the shaft of the sway bar link using a 15mm wrench. Once you're holding that still, continue on up along the top. We'll remove that nut using a 16mm socket. Now we can start disassembling the sway bar link. You'll find that you have a metallic cup up along the top and then a rubber bushing before it meets the sway bar. Just pop this off of here. Now we can start removing the bushing. Be careful, make sure you're holding the sway bar link. Remove the sway bar link from the vehicle. Okay friends, let's get ready to install our brand new front sway bar link. Along the bottom, we have the lower mounting nut. We can remove that. Make your way up to the top. We're going to remove the top mounting nut, the upper cup, and one bushing. Let's take that sway bar link and put it up and into the sway bar. Making sure that the bushing is completely up against the sway bar, we'll continue on with the upper bushing that we had just removed. You'll notice on one side of it, it has a little tab that protrudes downward. We want to make sure that we have that tab facing towards the sway bar. While holding all of this in place, continue on with that cup. Looking at the cup, you can see that it has one side that's concave. It goes in a little bit. We want to have that area facing towards the bushing. Continue on to your upper mounting nut. This is the nut that has the neoprene locker in it. We want that neoprene, or the blue area, facing up. Before we continue by tightening that, let's carefully lift up on the sway bar and align the lower area of the sway bar link with the lower control arm. Once you have this area lined up, do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. After you've done that, you can continue by lowering the sway bar link completely down into the lower control arm. Continue on to your lower mounting nut. Now we can start tightening our hardware. We'll continue with our 15mm wrench to hold the shaft of the sway bar link. Up along the top, we'll use a 16mm socket, snug this, and then torque it to 17 foot-pounds. Make your way to the bottom of the sway bar link. We're going to hold the stud area with a 19mm wrench. After that, you can use an 18mm socket to bottom out the mounting nut and then torque it to 75 foot-pounds. Okay friends, if your vehicle had a dust cover, put that on. Once you have that on there, continue on to installing your wheel. Start on all 5 of your 22mm lug nuts, bottom them out, and get the wheel back on the ground. With the wheel safely on the ground, we'll torque each of these in a crisscross manner to 130 foot-pounds. Torqued.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.